Well, well, well. I don't think I've ever seen a sunrise and said, you know what? I've seen too many of these. Wait, you don't need to see me. Let's do this. That right there is called therapy. Cheers to you guys. My name is Matt. We're watching Old Hat Fishing. Today we are on Lake Cascade. Fall. Late September, is it? Late September? September 20th, something like that. I'm gonna show you how I try to catch some perch. A lot of things could go wrong. But maybe, just maybe. Maybe, just maybe, we'll get lucky enough to catch a few. I just first wanted to enjoy the sunrise. And I'm not just a sunrise guy. Like, I didn't come here for the sunrise, but it's often the sunrise, which I realize that's really what I need. A little bit of peace and quiet, you know? Look, I'm a pretty simple guy. So my methods are usually gonna be pretty simple. If it's too complicated, I probably can't catch them. Love the sound of a Honda in the morning. Okay, let me get some stuff set up. We'll be right back. All right, this morning we are here on Cascade. It's a brisk 39 degrees. Gonna warm up quickly though when that sun hits us. The water, the lake has dropped significantly. If you haven't been here in a few weeks, you'll notice it's down quite a bit. I don't know what it is exactly. Maybe it's all the way down to 13, 14 feet down. I don't know, but it's down at least 10 feet. So, which means places you fished in the past might be out of water. But here's exactly how I find perch this time of year. I'm gonna show you step by step how I do it. Very simple. A couple different ways you could do this. I was trolling wraps yesterday and caught quite a few bass and perch. Nothing huge, but some nice rainbows in there. It really helps to have some sort of sonar, so if you got any sort of flasher. But you can kind of also eye it. And by eye it, you're gonna be looking for things in the water that'll tell you where to fish, not to fish. There's a ton of weeds coming up right now, or basically about ready to die off, but you'll see a ton of weeds in the shallows, especially where I'm fishing here. And so we're gonna look for the weeds, and then we're gonna get just outside the weeds in like 10 to 13, 14 feet of water. I'll be able to mark some fish on here, but you can do a slow back troll. You could use a trolling motor if you want. I don't got a fancy anything. Look at this thing. That's something that's something you get in your stocking from Walmart, you know, at Christmas. But it was on the boat, I use it. But also you can back troll, which is what I'm gonna do with the big motor and a drift stock. Show you all that in a minute, but the sun is just about here. Look at these mountains, man. Look at those mountains. Okay, the Honda says she's ready. I'm gonna scoot up here just a little bit. We're in like 5 feet of water. This whole bay is very shallow and weedy. I'm gonna get out towards the main lake a little bit, show you what I'm seeing on my graph, and then show you where I'm fishing and why. I think if I can do it, you should go catch them too. So appreciate you guys joining. Thank you, Lord, for another morning. I don't want to take these sunrises or another day for granted. You never know. So appreciate you guys being here. All right, so I'm out here kind of on a big, long, gradual flat and running into a bunch of weeds, which is kind of what we're looking for, is the big weed patches that are gonna be probably in 10 feet of water or less. And we're gonna be looking for these weed patches, and eventually they're just gonna stop. They're gonna be the big, tall stuff. It'll be pretty thick, and then it'll start getting there'll be one here or there, and all of a sudden there'll just be none. I'm gonna look for that spot on my graph. I'm gonna fish just outside of those weeds. Hey, we got sun. Now, I have this little drift stock, which is gonna be just the right amount of resistance. Flip it on, deploy, and as soon as we start moving, that'll fill up with water, hopefully. That's the plan. I'm just gonna back up Get that thing to fill up. We'll fill it. We'll feel it. Right there, instead of pulling. Okay. And there's a bunch of fish right there. So, there's a lot of ways you can do this. I'm using just a simple hook and a worm and a weight. You can use a Lindy rig, you can use different artificials, but at least to find them, what I'm gonna do is back troll, and that's just gonna let me go really slow. So I'm gonna back troll around through here until I find maybe one school that's got some bigger fish, and then I can sit more on top of them and throw in an anchor. Some of you will spot lock them, and I'm not dogging on anybody that's got cooler stuff than me, for real. But I think maybe a lot of you guys maybe don't. So here's the simple way. My channel should be called A Simple Man, Simple Way of Sometime Catching Fish. Little guys down there. And that's what you might have to do, is weed through some smaller ones so you find a school of bigger fish. And there's a culprit. Not what we're looking for, guys. I mean, correct species. Come here. Wrong size. Can you see those weeds? That's the edge. We're on the edge of the weeds, up this way towards the sun, which is blinding if you look at it right now. Is a lot more weeds. We're just on the outside edge, and I see a lot of fish down there, so we should hook up here, or at least get a hit here in a second. Seen fish, not the right size though. Okay, we got a really slow drift because we got the windsock out. We got a little bit of wind blowing from the east, and just gonna push us out kind of right through this area that I mapped out where I saw a bunch of fish. So it'll be a slow drift, and while I'm doing that, I'm gonna rig up another rod so I can have the most potential chaos possible. Oh, wow. Is this what we're looking for here? And that there is what we're looking for, right? So weed through. That's also what happens when you don't pay attention. They swallow it. And my other pliers are here somewhere, but so, I mean, not huge, but that one's probably, well, let's just tell you. So there's no guesswork. I'm gonna guess it's 12. Oh, 13. 13 is a big perch a lot of places. All right, I think I was saying something about a slow drift. Gonna tie on a second rod for the most amount of chaos. And the difference between fall fishing and spring, summer is that nobody fishes in the fall. And you really should, you know? I know it's hunting season, and I've spent probably 99% of my falls hunting instead of fishing. But I said this year's gonna be different. Coffee, fishing, sunrise, man. This is awesome. Been a while since I've marked some stuff in the bottom. Oh. Psych. Oh, a hoister. Oh boy. Probably shouldn't have hoisted that one. Come on. Now that, right there. Into the camera box he goes. This is why I can't have nice things, guys. That's really one of the main reasons. Okay. You're gonna be lunch. You know, the big ones just hit different too. You know something's on. Look at that. he spit out a minnow. You see that? Oh, I dripped perch juice in my coffee. Let's put that on. Can't use live bait here, but if something regurgitates it, throw it on the hook. Oh, this is on the regurgitated minnow. This is on the regurgitated minnow. Yeah, he spit it out again. We are in luck. I mean, it sounds simple. It really is. It's just an interesting time of year. We're not... Find the weeds, get outside of the weeds, catch fish. That's what I caught that one on. I mean, this thing doesn't even have color or nothing. I was gonna get a second rod out and try fishing some different ways while we're just kind of drifting with this, with bait, but things are too crazy. Hello, see, I don't have any French fries. Oh. They're on the regurgitated. No, and that's just a little guy. Thanks a lot. Something's suspended down there, so we'll see. Could be a bass or a trout. Could be a perch. You pick up both doing this out here. If you're wondering what speed we're drifting at here, it's 0.2. 0.2. You can definitely go faster, but that's not very graceful. Oh, he got off, thank you. Phew. Felt small. Growing up in northern Minnesota, we would throw out the drift sock and back troll, or we would troll forward with the drift sock under the boat for walleyes midsummer. And that's just how a lot of guys did it, because that was before, I mean, we had trolling motors, but oh, that was a nice hit. But we didn't have spot lock or anything like that, so I'm sure that is a really nice tool to have. But finding them is really the, I don't know if that's a tricky part, but once you find them, you can fish for them however you like. I'm getting out to like 13 feet here. It seems like the further we get away from the weeds, the less fish there are. So I'm gonna back troll us back the direction we came and see if we can get back in them. When I'm back trolling, it's more like 0.6 is the speed. But what I'll do is I'll just shift it out of gear, slow us down, keep us even a little bit slower than the 0.6. And sometimes they want it moving a little bit quicker. So you can kind of just, oh, that dirty scoundrel. But again, at least where I fished, where I found the weeds has been to about 10 feet, and then it slowly tapers off. So if that helps you find fish. I don't know if there's anything special about this spot because I tried this same method. The seagulls are going crazy. I tried the same method north here by Poison Creek yesterday, and same results. Oh yeah. That one hit good. He just feels so much different. Oh my gosh, get in here. Never gets old. Look at those colors. Throw them in the basket. Ah, we got loins for days. Empty. Now I know a lot of you bait fishermen think the proper way to dispose of that is to throw it on the bank, but that is not the right thing to do. Throw it in the garbage, please. Just so you know, I'm lumping me in there as bait fisherman because that is what I do. Okay, back up to the edge of the weeds, which they're very sparse at 11 feet. I think you should fish through that. Keep fishing in that. But if you find the big wall of weeds, just back out a little bit deeper. Oh man, that felt good. That felt good. Totally blew it. Just giving it a little twitch on the bottom like this to keep it moving, mainly to see, make sure I'm not stuck on the bottom or anything, and keep it moving along. All right, time to strip a layer. I mean, on a day, late September in the mountains when it's supposed to be 80 degrees, it is hard to beat a little fishing, you know? I do love hunting, but 80 degrees in hunting. You guys probably all know this, but schools of perch do move, so if they're not in the area you've been catching them, they're probably close. Go find them. That's one thing that back trolling or using a trolling motor will help if you move around a little bit. I mean, this would be something we probably would have kept in Minnesota. Not that there's anything wrong with it, because I think you could easily fillet that thing and it just seems so small when you catch those big ones. No limit on perch, so you could keep it. Now we're back in the smaller ones. And by small, I mean, let me just tell you, 10 inches. How many of you guys bait your hook and then pick up your sandwich without even thinking about it? I know you've done it. A little bigger? Yeah, a little bigger. Oh, you threw my worm. Where'd it go? Not a jumbo, but we might keep him anyway since he swallowed it. Right on cue. Not a huge one, but definitely an eater. I mean, this guy is 11 and a half. I do know when I fillet that up and my friends eat it, they're not gonna say, "Ugh, it tastes like an 11 and a half inch fish. I only eat 14-inch perch." No. They're gonna be like, that's actually probably better. Thin, crispy fillet. I was just kind of motoring around here a little bit, looking to see if I could find a new spot with some fish, because they kind of slowed down and just kept finding weeds and weeds and weeds. So I moved back out here, and right away, that guy hit. We had a nice little breeze. Now it seems to be gone. I mean, we're in perch, which is the main thing here, because maybe we'll weed through these little guys and hook into a big one again. But it does seem that they like it when we're moving, and maybe they like the sound of the Honda. But you know, they're always bigger when you miss them. I rarely miss small fish. Big ones though, I lose them all the time. What do we got here, guys? If that's a perch, we might have to dig out the net, but I'm guessing it's a smallmouth. Yeah. I've never met a smallmouth that thought he was little. He's just a little guy. They fight much more than them perch. Oh yeah. Guys, this one hit different. I'm guessing that's another smallmouth. Or a record perch. He's not a hoister. He's not a hoister. Make sure your net is covered up with stuff before you need it. Oh, come on now. Oh, he is a nice fish. There we go. Always take one of these. There. Not huge, but sure is a lot of fun. Oh, take that. I will take that. It's a good change from catching perch. Now, not saying that perch don't fight, but they just don't compare to a smallmouth. Let me give you exactly what I'm using today. It's very simple. I just got split shot and a hook with a worm. That's about 16 inches, 17 inches down. I'm using this right here. It's a size 8 bait. It's a bait holder hook. Got a couple split shot on there. You can adjust depending on how much you need. 6 pound test, 6 pound mono. I'm using some chunky night crawlers, 10 to 13 feet of water. What else do we need to know? Got a drift sock out, going slow, just outside the weeds. Hey, like I say, if I can catch them, you can too. This is how I do it. Roughly the area I'm fishing. I don't think there's anything magical about this spot. There's perch all over this lake. You get out, find those weeds, just get outside of them just a little bit, and I think you'll fill the basket pretty quick. So I got a bunch that we're gonna clean up, eat them. I'm gonna go grab some friends. I think they're gonna join me, but I think it's it for us today. Hey, thank you, appreciate you guys. I don't know what else to say. That's the end. Some of you guys that follow the channel know that we've been out of the country for about a month. My wife and I, with the organization we work with, did some traveling, and one of the countries we ended up in was Morocco. And it's really just a crazy story. I shared a little bit about it on a video explaining why we went to Morocco, but we were able to, for those of you who don't know, there was a terrible earthquake 2 years ago that totally destroyed this area of the Atlas Mountains of Morocco. The money that was sent to the country, a lot of it supposedly squandered and never made it to the people. Maybe 20% of homes in the villages have actually been rebuilt. The rest are just left in rubble, and people are living in tents. It's been a couple years now. And so we went there with the help of others and actually some of you, and we finished the home of a man that we had met through some crazy, I'm not saying circumstances, but it was God that made this connection. And so, but hey, we finished the home. Pretty amazing to be able to complete that. So that's why we've been gone a month. A lot of the content I just scheduled out was from our hunting channel, which we used to have some fishing content on there, Old Hat Outdoors. This is Old Hat Fishing. This is actually an old hat. I don't know if you knew that. Right there, St. Croix. But that's where we were. But we're back now back in our beautiful home, trying to catch some perch.